Right then, what matchup do we have today? Oh!
Yep, this is going to be Seagull Joe versus Peanut. I just had the chance to warm up Seagull Joe for this matchup, and Peanut's definitely a tricky fellow.
I've never seen the Monkey Joe before. I mean, I usually see the Palu.
For the most part, he's predominantly Palu. He sometimes has the Wolf, but I think that Diddy is probably his staple secondary.
Seriously, I did not know that.
He pulls it out when in matchups he thinks that Palu just doesn't quite do it justice, or
against Little Mac?
Or he finds it favorable for one reason or another. Maybe it's the banana play, I'm not quite sure. But, I mean, he told me he was planning to go...
yeah, it's one broken character from another broken character, but Palu loses Total Mac. I find that hard to believe.
Maybe it's more just like a personal sort of thing, you know?
Oh, I see.
A lot of this stuff could be more
is
certain
like,
aspects.
he is cracked.
He's really good at whip
like
punishing. He's really good at playing patient when he needs to be very grounded. So trying to find someone that can disrupt that flow, maybe like Banana, being a big item like that, is a great way to disrupt the ground game that Peanut's trying to establish.
I see. Like, honestly, Peanut's like Toblet because he's a walking upset. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it managed to upset it over ZD, managed to SD at the same time. Unfortunate. You hate to see it.
That is just the Faustian power bargain of Little Mac.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta summon it. Like Dexter, SD's in the top 5s because, you know, gives it to the Dark Gods, we can get his power. So maybe Peanut channeling that same kind of thought process.
I see.
Just the overall powerhouse of Peanut, just trying to stay grounded, get that center stage. But Seagull Joe's doing a lot to try to disrupt that with the aerials, with the banana.
Both these guys are scrappers, but Seagull Joe's plan is keep him in the air, right? Where Little Mac does worse.
Yep, keep him in the air, kind of keep him juggled, because you got to remember that Diddy's frame data is fast.
I see. And as long as this tank stays grounded, he will steamroll through anything.
Not to mention KO Punch offline, banana in hand, and even using the command grab to mix up Peanut's shielding is a really great tools and great call-outs from Seagull Joe right now.
And that clean 144, that is a paycheck at my daily job, and that has just been cashed.
Yep, sure enough, that's one stock down. One more to go for Seagull Joe. But at the same time, you know, even if it's Mac, it's not exactly easy.
Seagull Joe slipping Peanut up, literally.
And hey, that's why, again, maybe that's why the Diddy's coming out. The banana is very tricky and can basically throw Peanut off of his tempo.
So, do you think Peanut can bring this one back?
It could be a little bit difficult. I mean, basically Diddy's in the kill percentage right now, so if you get a really good read, a really good maybe up B or an up smash or even a forward smash, you got options.
I mean, this is a guy that almost took down Leo. I think he can take down a Diddy, like, just fine.
Sure enough, there's the up B, even stock count, and you got to remember the KO Punch is soon to be online, so especially at that close to 0%, Seagull Joe has to play smart. I'm surprised he's even approaching right now, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Got to be really careful. You got to make sure it's offline. Sure enough, that's going to do it. And that's one ease off of Seagull Joe's back. But still, a little bit more to kind of play with here.
Exactly. As long as the Seagull keeps his wings, the Mac does not have any. Seagull soars in the boxer. Pull down his drawers, I guess. I cannot rhyme that one.
But, you know, we tried.
We tried.
That's for sure.
We win some, we lose some. Just like this match.
Yep, sure enough. And again, it's Seagull Joe disrupting Peanut with that center stage play and the banana, and then getting good edge guards, which is, of course, is the most obvious.
Stressed exhale from Seagull Joe on camera.
Seagull Joe's a character.
He is.
If people at home have never seen Seagull Joe, Seagull Joe is a absolute character.
He is an iconic DMV character.
Absolutely. In this long storyline we have in Smash in this area, Seagull Joe is a
he's the old sage.
One of the 4 horsemen of the MDVA apocalypse. Sure enough. Him, Pink Fresh, Dexter, and ZD. All playing their parts. Sure enough, game 2. Small battlefield makes sense. Smaller zone. Peanut can get definitely a lot off of those platforms and a lot off the smaller stage in general. Yeah, just force, maybe down smash? Hard to tell.
Peanut out of the bag fast with an instant 67.
And then they 85 real quick with that rapid jab. And with banana in hand, I mean, now it's gone, but you can do a lot. Any trip is basically instant death due to the follow-up forward smash that Peanut can bring to the table.
Peanut's just getting thrown at Seagull Joe like it's a local zoo out here. This is not the elephant exhibit, ladies and gentlemen, but it might as well be.
Big uproars going on right now. KO Punch on deck as well. You got to be careful if you're Peanut. Got to find some way to get moving.
That monkey is out of its cage, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting real.
Let's see what can happen.
It's about even. Oh!
Sure enough, quick F tilt. A very in the sliding F tilt. In fact, kind of throws Seagull Joe off the spacing. Not to mention, oh, let it rip. Not quite there.
Peanut just trying to maintain whatever advantage he gained from that earlier exchange at a dire 123. As long as this Mac is chucked in the air, he...
Yep, it's just like a simple quick follow-up of trying to read maybe an air dodge or trying to get the right DI roll.
Exactly.
Finding something, and sure enough, that is the stock. And now tons of damage and disadvantage
in the air,
state.
he's like a clay pigeon just waiting to get picked out.
And yeah, even Seagull Joe is on top of these F-tilts today, managing to snipe out the recovery nonstop. Peanut taking a second to collect himself because he understands what's on the line here.
Honestly, the Diddy matchup, that was an impeccable choice.
It makes sense. Again, it's easier ways to kind of catch Peanut off guard in some of the key areas that Mac is traditionally strong. Not to mention capitalizing on those known weaknesses.
Because he's got a lot more range options than Paul. I mean, Paul, of course, is Explosive Flame, but it's more on a timer. Like, you can mix that up with Mac.
Oh, geez. Speaking of switching up a little bit, that was an absolutely immaculate KO from Peanut. Oh, I like that. Causing some problems off stage. Even using the banana as a little bit of a disruption. KO punch slowly nearing as it fills up. Peanut trying to control center stage best he can. This could be dangerous. I love the little love tap as he comes back on the stage.
Little fist bump, like, what's up?
Oh, getting the landing.
Monkey is up through the ceiling.
My goodness. Again, catching Seagull Joe's landings because he understands where he wants to be. He wants to land near that banana. He wants to grab that tool. So being patient enough to wait for the landing, paying dividends for Peanut, evening up the game count 1-1.
Oh, man, these things are getting dire. Things are getting heated up like some stir-fried peanuts.
Perfectly powered punch produced by Peanut. Excellent work, and we're going to see where they go game 3. But you got to remember, this is a best-of-5 set, so both players got a little bit of wiggle room here.
Exactly. They have time to feel each other out.
Seagull Joe has that stage counter pick advantage, and you know Seagull Joe's going to use it.
The crack of the knuckles from Seagull. He's getting in the zone.
Town and City makes sense. Smaller side blast zones, a little bit more room not to die off the top, and maybe some variable platform layout means you can cause some problems as well.
Party's looking tense coming into the third match.
Definitely makes sense considering kind of where they are in the scene right now. Peanut kind of on and off these days in terms of attending locals, and he said himself he wasn't sure how he'd do today because it's been a little bit of a while and he needed to de-rust. Meanwhile, Seagull Joe, after having a kid coming back, trying to like make his mark again, he wants to prove that he's still got it.
It really is like Cars 3.
The hit film Cars 3? Cars 3?
It's like Cars 3, you know? Like the Lightning McQueen's the old dog, and then they got the new race car.
And hey, the tale is told as the time.
Exactly.
And we're at a horse racetrack,
as old as Pixar Studios right here.
True.
And we're just waiting for
the overall patience again from Peanut. Great at whip punishing. Try actually to find a quick easy parry there, get a little bit off of it. Not getting the up B though.
No.
I actually kind of like that down smash choice because it sent him down and away, and that's a tricky angle for Mac. Traditionally go for something maybe a little bit stronger, but pretty good stuff. And yeah, quick poke
like
Peanut
the
shield.
Pixar lamp, Peanut just stomped Seagull Joe out.
Sending him all the way to the moon.
Stock advantage on Peanut's side, but he himself is in stage disadvantage. Is he? Nope, he's not going to come back from
Makes
that
sense. I was wondering why Seagull Joe didn't go off stage and just kind of clean his plate, but it makes sense considering Peanut lacked the jump in that scenario. Seagull Joe has that eye, managing to pick up on those details, easily capitalizing on it, no biggie. Get that percentage, get Peanut in the air, maybe get a juggle situation, but quick landing on the FD transition Town and City.
Why is Seagull Joe missing those, not Seagull Joe, I mean, why is Peanut missing those upbeats?
Yeah, it could be a little bit of an SDI from Seagull Joe's situation. It could be, it's not true, but most people maybe fall for it.
Oh,
a lot of situations. But it
so it's more of like a tech chase.
Wouldn't surprise me if Seagull Joe has the DI on hand. Like, you can only go so far there, but getting scooped up, because again, you can see Peanut shifting the up B as well, because when you press it, you can kind of go left or right to a certain degree.
I gotcha.
Yeah, just wait, bro. Just wait. What you gonna do?
Yeah, just like, you know, pitch a tent, get a chair, just can't.
Yeah.
Oh, and there he is.
It looks like Seagull Joe blinked first in that exchange, and sure enough, Peanut having the stock lead right now. And that's a dangerous game versus Mac, because then you got to kind of run in a little bit, and then you're getting beaten around like that.
Yeah, you gotta float like a butterfly, sting like a peanut.
Yeah, I can see that. Not to mention, Diddy is one of the characters that's throwing out peanuts with that neutral special.
Yeah, no, it really is the peanut wars out here. George Washington Carver be proud.
Let's see how Seagull Joe gets those follow-ups. I like the aggressive pressure. That was such a good air dodge by Peanut, my goodness.
That was close.
Absolutely clutch. Hello, interesting down tilt, and yeah, getting armored. That's one of the props. And sure enough, dropping shield.
God. And Rocky comes out of this one on top of the stairs. Flying high now. The classic Philly dub from Peanut.
Doc Brown doing a little bit of a victory lap in that windscreen. Of course, we couldn't quite see it, but you always like to see the support from the homies coming out, or your coach.
I mean, Doc Brown could use the exercise.
Is it Doc? No, it's Doc Lewis. Why did I say Doc Brown?
No, it's
I got Back to the Future on the brain. It's Doc Lewis.
It's a good movie, though.
Good, hey, great movie.
Oh, going back to his roots, going back to the Palu.
I can see that. I think he wanted to give the Diddy the try. He was thinking about it, but at the end of the day, maybe if you're finding it's not working and you're down this far, and you're winning semi, so you want to make it to winners finals. You want to make it the top 3 guaranteed.
I honestly thought it kind of worked for him, like using the projectiles to ledge camp like that. Smart move.
He found it in the beginning. Peanut slowly adapted, and now Seagull Joe opting to see maybe switching characters a little bit to his tried and true would definitely help him.
You want the mix up, you want the neutral, you know.
But again, if your nair isn't going to work if Peanut's landed and has neutral special or one of the smash attacks going on because of the armor. So you need to be a little bit trickier about just throwing out nair willy-nilly.
I see. Because that's what we usually see from Seagull. You know, he puts you in a wishy-washy with the Beyblade. Oh!
Misinput from Seagull Joe.
He just got ripped. My goodness.
Throwing down tilt the opposite direction means that Peanut can very quickly sink that putt and getting himself a stock and only 2 away from making it to winners finals. Something aggressive coming in from really both players. I like that. How are you going to get the follow-up? There it is.
Oh my God.
The recognition of the platform being a tech chase situation. Smart of Seagull Joe.
He's really got that bird's eye view of things.
Goddess's eye view, maybe, in fact. You never know. Opting to just, yeah, I'm going to, even though he's down 30%, he's willing to make it hard for Peanut and even make him approach because he has such good long-range tools.
Seriously, don't you think, like, do you think Diddy has worse or better zoning options than Palu?
I think just the banana itself is such a good enough threat that you can kind of do whatever you want with it. But at the same time, pressive aerials are both of those characters' fortes.
I see. And you're still
That
getting
should be
those.
stopped. I like that because putting himself in an unwinnable situation. Heads I win, tails you lose. It's difficult.
That nut just got cracked.
How can Peanut answer back? Mid-percentage? Getting himself a good old grab, getting himself the advantage state. How is he going to be able to seal the dealer? Not getting the 2-frame. Getting another grab, though. Waiting. I love that. Peanut's so patient.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to be on a kick over. There it is.
There's the patience. It's waiting for Seagull Joe. Hey, once you commit,
punch.
a quick F tilt, quick up smash, quick whatever tickles your fancy to get that stock coming in from Peanut.
Exactly.
And this is a scary situation if you're Seagull Joe because, yeah, this happens and you get a lot of percentage racked up. But if you find that one edge guard, like, you're good. And Peanut pressing the trigger a little bit too early there,
Maybe
getting
a little
punished.
Mac, but his punches got a big crack.
And this is a scary game.
This is dire. We got down to the wire.
A jump from Seagull. Landing on the platform, actually? Okay,
Oh,
okay.
No.
That's huge
that's
from
bad.
Peanut. That's huge from Peanut. He fumbled the bag in the easily winnable scenario. Getting a little bit too over-eager. Seagull Joe found his one chance. Took it.
This is a 2-2, right?
Should be, which means we are ourselves a Game 5 situation on our hands.
We're down to the final match.
Seagull Joe laughing, looking at the crowd. Peanut.
Peanut's shaking his head.
Peanut
in
smiling a bit
dismay.
too.
I see. There it is.
Honestly, he hovered a little bit high for Sonic, and I actually saw it like, yeah, he does play Sonic actually. Now that I think about it, he plays Sonic. That was his Brawl main. That was his Smash 4 main, and he has brought it back out in Ultimate very sparingly.
Put on the old track shoes.
It's I'm not sure I'd say it's up to form, but it could definitely break some ankles if it's if you're not prepared. And small battlefield makes sense. We're under MDSR rules, and Peanut probably wants something.
Yeah, he wants to close in.
Smaller area, the smaller, a little bit smaller blast zones, not to mention the platforms being good for follow-up situations.
Exactly. Stay grounded, stay close to this character. Paul's the one who wants to sort of like mid but close range space more, right?
Yeah, to a degree. You got a lot of those good up-close buttons in a lot of ways to kind of force people to approach. Kind of like an all-solving tool, really. It's everything.
See.
And not quite dying off the top. Yeah, see, if you get reset on the situation on the platforms, you could easily lose your stock. And Seagull Joe, rather, was like almost there. Like that.
His little
see?
map
Like
of
that.
Barber, because he cut her off the top.
Sure enough, off the top you go. Getting rid of the KO punch, thankfully. But you still got a ways to go to even up the stock count here. Okay, okay. Yeah, forward throw. Cause a reset of the situation. Seagull Joe just throwing out every move with an invulnerable shield attached to it.
Peanut just trying to get his extra credit before he goes down.
Again, I love the aerial because it kind of props up Peanuts a little bit, like props up Matt. Sure enough, quick dash attack is enough, but you get a lot of mileage off of that as Peanut. Like, you survived to like 170.
Seriously, max that heavy?
Can't be mad about that if you manage to get that far in the stock versus the Palu. And sure enough,
sir.
even though it's still kind of even percent, Peanut has a little bit of the mental game, I would say.
Yeah, that's close to a kill percent on that Palu, right?
Sure enough. I mean, depending if Peanut gets a really hard hit or a good read, could be. Or KO punch, obviously. Yeah, both players are so scared to press a button. Anything over committal could lead to death or a really, really solid advantage state situation.
It just depends who's been doing their hooked on phonics, who's got the better read.
Sure enough, he's not quite dead. How are you going to do it? Yeah,
Oh,
that should.
That's so sad.
It's such an unwinnable situation.
Out.
It's such a precarious spot that Peanut has to maneuver properly, and it could be a lot of rock, paper, scissors, can be a lot of mix-ups involved. Again, the reset situation, we got ourselves a last stock Game 5 situation on our hands.
Both parties down to the last of it, down to the final stock. This is the final battle. This is Naruto versus Sasuke, Shiro versus Kirei, Superman versus Batman.
Hey, this ain't multiverses.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still in a bit of WB mood.
I like the mix-ups coming in from Peanut trying to land, but Seagull Joe's trying to find it here. And this is the scary situation. You don't get KO punched here no matter what, Seagull Joe. If you don't, you have a great shot. Just don't get hit.
Seagull Joe. Is he playing Smash or is he playing Call of Duty with all these projectiles?
Yeah,
oh!
yeah. Why you pressing that button?
Is.
You know he's rolling, and why you pressing that button? And sure enough, Seagull Joe upset with himself. But Peanut absolutely happy to be making it to winners finals.
Is what happens when you shoot against the melee only right there. Mac cracks that guy like a phone screen.
Sure enough, and excellent work again. Winners finals, top 3 guaranteed. Really solid work. And like I said, Peanut was doubting himself on the way in. Like, stop complaining. You're nice with it, bro. You're PR, bro. Come on.
I could see him on the screen, like, shaking his head. Nah, I
built
saw that
bro.
Leo game. I believe in him.
You're built different. Anyway, I think I'm getting swapped off. Both of us are getting swapped off. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to wait for Scabs to look at me and